who's gonna pay next year. I had a lot of kids, a lot of kids. I got rid of them. I didn't get rid of, but I gave away a lot of gifts.
She said you took most, some of it up to Kendrick and got rid of it, of Halloween.
No,
Well, she took what she had or something?
yeah.
Yeah. What she had, what she was there, because she said she gave to a lot of kids.
Yeah.
We heard good things about it over when we were doing our booth for the ambulance. People from were talking about it.
Wasn't bad for a first time, and I learned a few things, like you always do.
Did you get all the lights on?
Every single one was burned out.
Every single one was burnt out?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
No,
We were checking electrical like crazy. We were flipping breakers, earlier, and then we couldn't figure it out.
we had 3 guys working on it at night, didn't we?
Yeah.
But Dick went down and put in a new bulb and it worked. And then put about 12 more and they all came on. But he said he never changed it since the gazebo was built. He didn't have to, so.
So those were, wow, that's pretty good money for it, yeah.
So Bonnie took the brunt of the problem.
It's okay, because
solved
we
now.
just used my car headlights. And thanks for helping tear down and piling up for my second round of hauling.
In the dark, if we got everything.
Okay, should we get things underway here? Everyone with the minutes?
Another question about the sheriff court was on hold, and I don't remember why it was on hold.
So the reason it was on hold is because it seemed like a really large amount of money,
Oh,
$30
right.
million.
Right,
And it is a 55-gallon barrel, which is bigger than
we normally get.
normally, but the price has also gone up. And so I'm hoping that that's the last one I have to order. Because we only use 1 gallon, about 1 gallon a week. So hopefully, sometimes I have to use a little more when it's cold. Hopefully, we'll have a new system in before I have to order another one. But yeah, that was the real price.
Well, we usually only go to buy it once a year anyway, you know, which isn't bad
Yeah, but
price.
it just seemed like it was about 2,500 or so, or
Well,
3,000.
Yeah, but we looked at last year's and it was around the same amount, 3,000.
I know, but just that's a large number for one barrel of chemicals. It's a lot.
For a year.
What's that?
Is this for a year?
Well, yeah, it lasts almost, it doesn't go quite a year.
I move to approve the minutes from October 10th.
I have a question. There's it's not a big thing, but on where the paragraph that starts with Mr. Burke, it says just Councilmember Dodge and Councilmember, but it doesn't say who else did it, so I was just wondering if that was, if we all seconded it, or Mr. Burke also asked, and then down is Councilmember Dodge and Councilmember. And it just didn't say who else was there.
Oh, I just didn't put in the council member's name.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Okay.
will. I'll fix that.
Did I?
I'm getting too old.
So with Councilmember Witt's correction, I approve the minutes from October 10th.
I'll second it.
I had a question about Department of Lands.
Oh, that one is, it's that, he does it every year, Clifford, it's for the fire department, and they get 70% of it set back, funds, but, so we should get the money, and then I'll put it back into the fire department. So,
And then North 40 for 680.
I believe that one was, Clifford also,
He's not here, is he?
Oh, no, he'd already been chiming in.
They're all at a sheriff's meeting right now.
Oh,
Yeah, that one's Clifford, or Joe Dodge.
Or, what did they buy?
Metal box, couplings, connectors, breakers,
purple stuff?
ladder step.
So I'm assuming probably for either one of the engines in the fire department itself.
Building repair, that's what they have.
Okay.
They installed a new, sort of coat rack system.
I saw that, Mike
Yeah.
showed, or somebody showed me a
Someone
picture.
showed it to you, so
Yeah,
I
it was
think,
Clipper maybe.
yeah, yeah,
It's pretty nice.
yeah, it's really cool.
Mhm.
Good.
Was there any
You
questions?
covered all the bases. What was the $1.81 for Canada Ag?
Yeah. I was gonna ask that too.
Was it $1.81?
Yeah.
Yes.
For Candy Day?
Yes.
It might have been a brass coupler, I don't know.
I figured it was probably something like that, but it's just funny. So
We don't usually
Yep,
know that.
curiosity.
coupler fitting,
Yeah.
just
curious.
bought it.
Yeah, I know, they had it, they had it. You're close to, that's good.
I move we accept the bills for, October?
It's hard when the dates are weird.
Yeah. Well, from April 30th till November 14th.
April 30th of 2014.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Yeah, that should be changed.
All in favor? Passes. Christina.
You have the podium.
Ready? Okay. Thank you. I apologize, Bonnie and Justin, I only brought enough little handouts for council, mayor, and for the record. But it has to be done for me. Latah County Broadband Coalition update. Not everything that I'm gonna talk about is gonna be directly related to Juliaetta, since while you were signed on to be on the coalition, we understand that TDS is your incumbent and there's some monies and projects going on with them, but I'll just give you some background, and it's been a 2-year adventure with what we've been doing with fiber. So I'm Christina Mangiapani. I work on grants. Hey, this is Kylie, you'll meet her.
She's the sign in.
She's
Oh.
signed in.
I work on grants for Latah County, and I also have the distinct pleasure of having been the lead wrangler for the Latah County Broadband Coalition over the last 2 years. In early 2022, your city signed on to join the coalition in order to learn about broadband and to participate in the planning of what we're calling future-proof broadband infrastructure. So I'm here today to share an update of what we've been up to, and also check in on where you're at in your commitment to participate, and basically give you an update on moving forward with projects that are most likely outside the Juliaetta, Kendrick, Troy area, but all throughout the county. So a little refresher, before I dive into the update, I thought it might be helpful to give a little background on broadband and how we got to this point and why we've been doing what we've been doing. When we say broadband, we're essentially referring to anything that allows you to connect to an information or communication service, and for simplicity's sake, we'll just say the internet. To date, there are lots of ways to do this, including wireless options, like mobile or cellular service, radio waves or fixed wireless and satellite, And there are wired options like coaxial cable, copper digital subscriber lines, and fiber optic cables. Although it seems like there are a lot of options, the different types of broadband technologies are not all equal. And some are fast and can transport a lot of data and info all at once with no problem, while others are slow and have limited bandwidth or capacity, reduced reliability when there's bad weather or lots of trees. So similar to how we build roads, the type of road that's built is usually dependent on the frequency of traffic, load or weight that traffic is carrying, and how public the use of the road is. For major thoroughfare traffic, we usually use asphalt or concrete. For less traveled and less costly options, there's gravel, and for largely non-motorized transportation, maybe dirt. So now this is how we've come to understand information and communication delivery services. Fiber is the longest lasting. It's basically glass strands, although you'd think glass wouldn't be resilient, but it is. It's flexible. Has the highest capacity and delivers the fastest service. It's what's now being called future-proof. Copper is still a direct wired connection, but it doesn't have anywhere near the capacity or abilities to serve connections the way that fiber does. And satellite and wireless options are the least reliable, but are still valuable alternatives, especially in a lot of cases in our county where wires just aren't feasible because of distance or cost in remote areas. So how we got here to prioritizing fiber is really the result of the pandemic. For a lot of years prior to 2019, the state was making slow but steady progress on broadband expansion. Ultimately, they realized progress wasn't being made fast enough, since everything's kind of technology-based now in the economy and in society. So they established a task force, they studied broadband throughout Idaho, evaluated the obstacles, and reported their recommendations. This was when the Federal Communications Commission was still defining reliable broadband as a minimum speed at 25 megabits per second download speed and 3 megabits per second upload speed. And most grant programs were geared towards private internet service providers. But then COVID-19 happened and everything changed. All of a sudden, Idaho and all parts of the state were having to work from home or had kids who were trying to go to school from home. And they were realizing that the infrastructure just wasn't there for them to be able to do that sustainably or well. So the work became urgent, and the leaders started thinking differently about broadband. They first identified it as basic infrastructure. Second, updated minimum standards to future-proof build-out, which is future-proof build-outs, which essentially means fiber instead of speeds. And then they required community or government-led or partner projects. So soon after all of this, we went to each city, school district, university, hospital, highway district, and library in Latah County, asking them to sign a pledge to join the effort to learn, plan, and apply for funding to build this new future-proof fiber throughout the county. Juliaetta, of course, was one of those cities, and we're grateful for your participation. Included in the packet is a copy of the original pledge that kind of outlined the reasoning behind what we were doing. You also have a list of all of the coalition members and representatives, and I just wanted to thank everyone, and particularly Councilmember Witt and Juliaetta.
Well, it wasn't, Dan is the one that.
I was gonna say, who's been talking with Dan Smith at the
in school, and he would let me know all the stuff that needed to be taken care of.
Yes. So, and that's great, you know, everyone talking to each other about what's going on. And that was exactly sort of what the point was, is to share and gather information so that folks knew what was going on in each community so that we could make a plan to help apply for funding. So we completed a whole bunch of action items over the first year. This year, we focused really on putting a plan together that we could submit for grant funding. And all of that work set us up to do that. So we put together a multi-phased approach for connecting Latah County. In there you have 6 phases, which is to fill the identified gaps where there's no fiber cable through major routes throughout the county. Red is what doesn't exist, and blue is what we believe to exist. So you see that Juliaetta, Kendrick, and Troy is the TDS area, and you all have a major fiber run throughout there. We wanted to connect the community anchor institutions in each city throughout the county, do designs for fiber to the home in each city, including Genesee, Deary, Bowville, and some of the incorporated areas, Viola, Helmer, Harvard, Princeton. Connect public safety towers with fiber so that our emergency responders can have reliable communications, and also the providers that locate on those towers to serve the really remote locations would be able to serve, instead of at like a 10-1 connection, something 10 or 100 times better because they have a fiber line to the tower. And then actually build those things in those cities, and then continue to expand the fiber footprint as we go along. There's a detailed budget for Juliaetta in there. We just did cost estimates for all of the cities, but since you have fiber, that wasn't part of the grant proposal. But it might be interesting. There's also in there a detailed budget for the entire project for the whole county, just for your information. To fund the plan, we have ready access to about $750 million through the state. Though there's about $77 billion nationwide for broadband programs in different areas. We submitted that plan to the state for funding through the Capital Projects Fund, and just recently we received notice that we were awarded $15 million towards our proposal. And we're preparing to apply for the rest of the project amount through the next grant program, which opens next year, the Broadband Equity Access and Deployment Program. We're having ongoing conversations with the state about which phases of the project we can move forward on with the first $15 million. And we should know more about that by the end of the year. Also included is a really high level, just next steps and timeline for accomplishing the whole build across the 2 grant programs, assuming that we're funded through the subsequent program as well. It'll be a 3 to 5+ year project, if everything stays on track, which almost never happens with construction projects, but we hope. Capital projects funds are required to be spent by December 2026, and BEAD funds are required to be spent by December 2028. There's a draft MOU in there, which again probably won't apply to Juliaetta unless you wanted to support it in some other way, but just so you're aware, these are the kinds of things that we're looking at with our other participating cities, unincorporated areas, and highway districts, so that we can have a little bit more formal agreements to solidify the roles and responsibilities associated with doing a $15 million project. And we think it'll be an opportunity to renew the commitment to the coalition and getting all of those folks connected throughout the county who are not. So, we're not asking you to sign anything, we're just giving you a heads up and wanted you to know about it. Questions so far? I have a little bit more. Awesome, okay. Another thing that may be helpful to the city of Juliaetta is our partnership with the University of Idaho Extension's Digital Economy Program through the Idaho Commission for Libraries. This is the other side of the same coin when it comes to broadband. Once the infrastructure is in place, how do we make sure our residents are comfortable using it and able to access it and all that good stuff. So this is what we're calling the people infrastructure part, and asking what barriers exist to adopting new technologies, what programs and resources can we implement to eliminate those barriers, how can we help community members connect to digital tools, opportunities, and resources. This includes online access to and help navigating government services, job applications or remote work, telehealth opportunities, increased access to medical professionals, online learning, educational resources, technical assistance with devices, and internet use, among other resources. And this is Kylie. We've got Kylie to help with this. The UI Digital Economy Program is placing AmeriCorps members across the state to meet community members where they live. And ours is Kylie Olga. She's a local resident and a Vandal, and she's going to be serving Latah County as a digital literacy coordinator, working to improve digital access and opportunity, beginning with outreach and listening sessions, culminating hopefully in a digital access plan for Latah County, which, just like the infrastructure planning set us up to apply for funding for fiber builds, we're hoping that this will help us be ready to apply for funding to develop resources and programs in partnership with schools and libraries. So her contact information is, I guess it didn't. Did it print on yours?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on
I
page
was
9.
like, oh no, yeah.
It's on page 9.
Her contact information is in there, and she's available. She's actually just had your first digital access meeting, right?
Just doesn't have her name on it, that's all.
Yeah. There's also a high-level overview of the timing for that funding. We've got Kylie for a year to help engage community members and formulate the plan so we can maybe stay on course for those other grant opportunities that are administered through the Idaho Commission for Libraries. Another important point that I wanted to make sure that you knew about, and Kylie may be able to help with as well, is spreading the word about the Affordable Connectivity Program. Since we already know that being able to afford internet or your cell phone is usually a barrier to getting one or keeping one. So the Affordable Connectivity Program, or ACP, offers a $30 discount to eligible households on their internet service. And the little chart there shows you quite a few households in Latah County are eligible, but not too many are enrolled. In Juliaetta, 95 households are eligible, and only 9 are currently enrolled. So, and we have resources and things that we can send out if you wanted to do social media or flyers or things like that. And that's it. That's all. Any questions, or for Kylie? Or about the infrastructure? Okay. Thanks for letting me talk just a little bit.
I'm going to be kind of short and sweet, but my name is Bailey Worthey. I am a senior at our Junior Senior High School. I also work at the First Wing Pizza and Pastry here in Juliaetta. So if you don't know me from school, you probably know me from the Pizza Bank. For my senior project, I am coordinating a Wreaths Across America ceremony at the Juliaetta Cemetery. It'll be the first one, so it's pretty exciting. My mentor through this project is Mike Damaskin, who is also the owner at the First Baby Pizza and Pastry. And I am just here to formally invite the mayor, as well as the rest of the city council members, to the ceremony. It'll be on December 16th at 3:30 at the Juliaetta Cemetery.
This is the 16th.
Yes, it'll be a Saturday.
What time?
3:30.
So what is this, like, what goes on at the ceremony?
So we will be doing, how can I explain? Yeah, come.
Good evening, I'm Mike Damaskin. So the ceremony will be, we're going to present a wreath for each branch of service from the military. Typically, Wreaths Across America was started many years ago by a little young boy who went through Arlington Cemetery over the winter time, where they decorated each gravestone with a wreath that lasted for over the holidays. And he remembered this, and so when he became an adult, he started a foundation. And this starts up in Maine, and there are 3,500 different cemeteries that participate in Wreaths Across America. And what they do is they bring wreaths from Maine, donated. Many tractor truck and tractor trailer drivers. Ashley Furniture was a big sponsor last year, and they deliver these wreaths from Maine to these 3,700 different cemeteries nationwide. And what we do through volunteers is we pay tribute to veterans that have, from past, that have died. And what we do is we thank them for their service, and we place a wreath by their headstone. Unfortunately, Juliaetta is not a very big cemetery that has a large veteran occupancy. And so what we're doing is one for each branch of service, plus we'll do one for POW and MIA, and then I will sponsor a wreath for Mission 22, which is veteran suicide, to bring awareness to veteran suicide. And we'll do a ceremony, which will kick off at about 3:30 in the afternoon. The VFW is going to render honors. They're going to bring in the flags with our honor guard. We'll do a prayer service as well. But the idea is to pay tribute to the veterans that have fallen across all platforms of the military service.
And we'll also be I'm trying to get the Kendrick Band to the national anthem there, and then Brody Brooks and Senator to do the taps for us as well. So we can kind of bring it back. He's a lot better at explaining it than me. I would have got lost halfway through. Yeah. You're all welcome. Please
Well,
come.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the pictures. Good job.
Council consider purchase the utility barriers for similar to place at the bottom of the Second Street. That's
Did you
What'd you
get
find out?
Prices.
Okay, so Ryan called around to 3 different places that provide those. Atlas was $50 per block, and they need to know in advance because they don't always have them on hand. Wilbert Precast is $150 per block, and they have to bring them out of Spokane. They don't have any in Lewiston. And then Seaport Premix, or the Premix place, is $60 per block, and they also need an advance notice. So, for 4 of them, it wouldn't be cost prohibitive in my opinion. The only catch, I guess, is there is a water line right there, a water main. So setting them right on top of the water main is not a good idea. If Charles allows us to put them across the water main, where maybe on the edge of his property, that might be the best place for them. And it will also stop water from running on his property as well. But if we actually put them in the city street, then I think the water line might be an issue. That's my
How
opinion.
big are these? There's some of them, you see they're only about 2 feet, and then there's some that are 3 feet.
Yeah, Brian, were they 2?
So they're 2 by 2 by 6 is what he's told me on the phone. Unless you get the half sizes, which are 2 by 2 by 3. So.
And how long did Atlas need? What kind of notice?
He said about a month because they're short-handed right now as we speak. So.
So I guess you need to talk to Charles.
So we can talk to Charles and see what he says, and I'm sure he'll probably be okay with that, because it will be a barrier to his property, which he will be I'm saying that, but I think it will be fine, but.
Well, I moved to table it until we talk to Charles, so we have,
Okay.
That's my
I
thoughts.
guess I should
I'll
have
second.
done that first, but I didn't think about it.
I assumed he might be here tonight.
Yeah, I thought he might be too, so. Okay.
So we wanna,
I motion, she seconded. to table it.
All right. All in favor? Passes. Council consider purchasing the cassette reporting modular. That's the,
So I found out that they are changing, reporting our, 2023 and beyond taxes in January, like the W-2s and the 1099s and things like that. We're gonna have to do it online. The module will automatically do it for us. We have a discount, and it would cost us $1,000 for the module and then just an additional $25 a month. So,
Does that 1,000 include the discount?
yes. So that's the total, and it's for the W-2s and 1099s. So I was just wondering if we could get it, we have until November 30th to, get it at the discount price of $1,000. So we won't be able to table it.
Yeah, you kind of have to have it too, right? You said it's changing or whatever.
Yes, the government is now getting rid of most of their papers, so I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna work. I will talk with Bailey on it. I have the audit on Thursday. Yay, me. Actually, I'm very prepared this year again, so I'm feeling confident. She said she'd do some research on it too, because everybody's kind of flying blind right now. So more than likely, January's gonna be a big headache to begin with, because whenever they do something new like this, they don't give you information prior. And this would be very helpful for us. So, especially because it's the government and it's IRS and they have deadlines.
So it says here, who is affected? It says practically all filers with the IRS have 10 or more information returns. Information returns.
And we do, we have
Counting any type. So how many?
We have 12 employees. So,
So hard to read.
I guess if we have to have it, we have to have it.
gotta have it.
I
Make
move
a
that
motion.
we get the Caselle module.
I'll second.
All in favor? Passes.
and the training's included on that too. So they will contact us and work with us and teach us about the module. That's all included in the 1,000, so.
Is the training online or do you have to go somewhere?
No, it should be online and over the phone, because they can connect with us. Once they open up the module, they can connect with us and we can go through it together that way, so.
I guess we need to canvass the,
Those results aren't available yet, so you can cross that off this month.
process off.
Okay. So for the lighting ceremony, we have the snowmen up in the park. Dick's been putting up lights like a maniac. You guys got lights in the trees already.
I think we do.
We got City Hall done yesterday, and we'll have Snoopy up by the end of the week. We're not gonna be able to get the lights up on Main any sooner because Matt is super busy, and we tried to get a lift this week, and we could not even get one. So the lift is hired for next Tuesday. So Ryan and I kind of decided to spend a little more of our light money on the lift. And we only bought actually 4 small boxes of 100 lights and 2 strands to go across the highway.
So I think there was 1,000, and I think we're good if you need to spend more.
Okay, well,
Because I think there was, I have strand for the dugouts that just need bulbs. But I think I don't know what happened with all, but like we have those that we just haven't put up. So I meant to get with you earlier, but if you need to spend that full this year, then we can look at it next year.
okay, well, we kind of got lucky because Moscow Building Supply had all the replacement bulbs that we needed. So we went to town and did all of replaced every burnout bulb and all the ones for the street, and we got 2 strands for across the highway because that was a request to get. And then Bonnie and Wendy bought a banner, or they ordered a banner and it's here, so we're gonna put it up out here as well. And I didn't wanna take up that much of Matt Anderson's time, because that's gonna take, it's gonna take time to put them up.
Mm-hmm.
So we just thought we'd spend kind of our budget on getting the lift. And then while we have the lift, we're gonna put 1 or 2 panels over the shed at the wastewater plant, and
Utilize it.
Yeah.
so
how much of the $1,000 is left?
oh, so the quote on the lift, this is our reservation, and it says estimated total $280.90.
Is that from Han? Or
It's
United?
United.
United's pretty good. They've donated the lift when we've done the park in the past, so they're usually pretty good to deal with.
So that's kind of where we're at with the light situation. Well, we might have some independent some left over. We could think about,
if you want to do more in town, just,
okay,
yeah.
we might think about new lights for City Hall, because the ones, we've been putting up the same ones since I started. They keep working. I
Right,
don't know, but we might just want something different and newer,
right. So
something nicer.
we do those, I bought the 500-foot roll, and then you just custom cut it with the screw-in LED bulbs, and we've had really good luck with those down in the trees and all that. And so if you do decide to go there, it is a little spendy at first, but it pays for
It
itself.
pays for itself, okay.
Yeah, and I have some extra cord if you need some, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know, what do you think, Dick? I think we're okay at the park this year, or?
Yeah, I think at the park is, it's coming along pretty good. So I think we have lights to go over all of it, and,
Okay.
I just have to get time to do it.
Okay.
Well, and I've been extremely busy this year, haven't been down as much as I'd hoped, but I'll be down Sunday to
Oh,
tie things up.
okay.
So yeah, I think, my thought is if you need to spend that for more lights in town or updating City Hall,
Okay.
you know, you agree?
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. I mean, you can work all day long and get no place.
Yeah, so that's the light situation. Seems like there was one other thing. Ryan is already started studying for his water test, and I'm gonna start studying for my water 2 test. It's the same book. So we have it out at the counter, down at the water plant, so we're gonna start studying for that. And the truck. So the truck was serviced at Pullman Ford. Everything's fine, great condition. We have the gravel spreader in the back now, and Monday we're putting the plow on and hopefully the chains. I saw a snow alert for Wednesday, but now it's gone, but we're still
Like
gonna,
we're already there.
we're
Right.
still gonna get it ready. So, and that was the other thing that I wanted to mention. And then Ryan has something to present, that kinda has to do with the gravel spreader and some other stuff, so.
We just wanted to bring this up. We've been talking about it for quite a while, me and Justin, about having some forks for the bucket, for the backhoe. just to help with like lifting stuff off trucks and especially the spreader, cause it takes forklifts, or the forks. I talked to the guy on the Senate Cat, and he said, I'll give you this, roughly $22.50 plus shipping is the cost of, because we don't have the quick attach for the bucket. It's an older model, but we just wanted to run it by you guys and see what your guys' thoughts are. We feel like it would be useful for a lot of situations. Go ahead.
Have you checked on the tractor to see if it, because I know some of the tractors do have, like that one might have a quick attach, I don't know if that's a quick attach button, but
Yeah, it is. It don't-
some of them-
It's just 2 pins.
Yeah,
John Deere might offer
something similar.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah, we can get a quote from Pepe or John Deere as well. The gravel spreader takes forks,
Mhm.
and we've been using a lift tow rope, but to get it into the garage, we have like this much clearance for the garage door, and that was the other thing I needed to bring up. So Clifford backed into the garage door and scuffed 2 panels with the water tender. We took pictures of it, and Bonnie has some information, but, you know, it's probably gonna be an ICRIM claim if that's the way we wanna go. Is that?
Well, I need information now so I can send it to ICRIM, because we only have like 90 days or 60 days.
It's not
or something.
terrible, but it's.
But nobody's giving me, I need pictures, and like I told Clifford, he needs to put in writing exactly what happened, so that we can, it's like when the sweeper got backed into the water plant. I just need pictures and I need a description of what happened, and an estimate of what we think it might cost. Because even if we have to pay for it, because I think we have $1,000 deductible on that if it's like 800, that's okay, because it will
Go towards our deductible.
go towards our deductible, and then if something else happens, we won't have to pay as much, so, just so you know.
What did he do? Did he just
So-
run into it?
No,
or-
they welded on a attachment behind the tank. It's like a valve chute thingy. And so he backed up to back in there, and he was touching the door. Well, when he hit the door button, the door opened and it scraped along that thing. You can look at it, Dick, it's the back door, not the front door, it's the side door. And I did take pictures on the city phone and everything. There's a picture on that other phone. But I haven't made a I'm letting you guys decide, and what, if you want it fixed immediately, then
Yeah, I'll
we'll get an estimate.
Be Thursday.
But anyway, so that's why the forks, we were thinking it would be great for the gravel spreader, but it's also to lift pallets. All of this, the 55-gallon drums of weed greaser come on pallets, our chlorine comes on pallets, and then now with all this metal being taken out and the new construction going and everything, I just think forks, whether for the tractor or for the backhoe, would be
They can be utilized, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
really utilized there,
yeah.
so.
Did that bucket, 2 pins on the bottom? Or the bucket hook on there and then 2 pins to hold it?
For the backhoe or for the
Yeah,
tractor?
for the tobacco.
It's got 4, it has 4 attached, it has 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom
Is it
that are,
pin?
I don't think it's pinned. The ones that Cat came out, we'd have to weld 2 little pinholes at the top of the bucket, and then they rest
Oh,
on
so
the
they
bottom.
attach to the
They
bucket.
attach to the bucket, yeah, they're not separate from the bucket, they attach to it.
It's not like the John Deere.
No, the
It
John
has the
Deere,
hook
yeah,
that
you would
hooks
just
on and then.
take the bucket off altogether and then put,
Yeah.
yeah. No, these are made to go on the bucket itself. So,
Yeah, I would just check with John Deere.
okay, we will.
Like we've been talking about, the lighting ceremony is this weekend. It is Sunday, the lights come on at 5. We'll be down there probably between 4 and 4:30. There will be cocoa available. It's by donation only. The money donated goes to lights next year. I think, did we figure out, Mary Lou, if you had two?
I do, I have 2 groups, it's, you know, we don't start till October, so
Right.
the dance is done in time, but I've got 2 groups that are done and they're ready to go. So,
Perfect,
yeah.
so we have 2 groups of dancers. There is no high school choir this year, so it'll just be some Christmas music and then Mary Lou's dancers, and the lights will come on, and Bonnie's doing a,
Chili cook-off,
Really good.
yep,
and then we've got Santa and the Grinch coming in the fire truck. Glow sticks, they're gonna hand out glow sticks. I might buy some candy.
So when is the
With
chili,
cold
when is the chili?
The chili's gonna start at 4 to 4:45, so then we have time to,
make all the announcements.
and then he, give it to Nick so he can announce the winners. So,
For those of you who haven't been to one, I encourage you to come out. It's always a little different every year.
you know,
We do have big propane heaters that we put under the gazebo because it does get a little chilly, and we also like to make sure that the dancers have a little heat because they're, you know, it's cold out there, so we do our best to provide some heat and some hot cocoa, so I encourage everybody to come out.
I think this year it's gonna be warm though, it's supposed to be in the 50s this weekend, so even though it's gonna be dark and it'll cool down, I don't think it'll be like 10 degrees.
I think that first year, rain,
man, it was
bad.
snow,
Yeah.
yeah, it was bad. Yep, that's all I have.
I just want to say congratulations to the mayor, and I want to thank Eric, Jeff, and Judy for participating. That's all I have.
Thanks. I have been kind of asking around trying to figure out our building inspector situation. I talked to somebody at the state who was gonna have somebody get a hold of me about someone from the state being our building inspector, and no one has ever contacted me after me contacting that first guy several times. The city of Kendrick has signed an agreement with Latah County, so I reached out to them, and so I got some information about that and what they could provide for us. So I will be sending all of that to you guys to look over, and then we can talk about it at next month's meeting. And also, there is a webinar on November 30th for new council members, newly elected council members. I already talked to Judy about that, but if anybody else would like to watch that as sort of a refresher, let me know and I'll get you signed up for it. Oh, and the tablets.
Yes, okay, so, I'll get Vicky's tablet and her, charger. I have to take it to Jay because we are going to be changing our emails. Everything will get more official, like, Justin won't have Justin code. It will
More
be.
secure also.
Yes, and it'll be supervisor at, cityofjulietta.com. And like, it'll be treasurer, so that when we're replaced or people aren't here anymore, we don't have to keep changing, making a new one. Also, he is going to archive all the old emails so that we don't have them lost, which makes it nice. We're hoping to have it done by January. I have to double check with, Jay, but you might have to turn in your tablets on December, and we'll return them in January. So make sure you bring it in December, both of the charger also. We also need passwords, your passcodes, if you did change them or what they are. So just go ahead and put a sticky note on the inside of your tablet or your iPad. We'll have to double check and make sure like our laptops don't need to be adjusted, and I don't think they do because we can get right into our computers here, but we're hoping to have a more secured and better email with that. So,
Bonnie, I loaned Vicky my charger, and I never got it back, so can we just...
You loaned me your charger?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No. Did you loan me your charger?
I'm kind of.
That wasn't a trick question, that was a joke.
You have to replace, you signed it, you have to replace it.
I have it, don't worry myself.
But,
She's over here freaking out.
cute. But we will know for sure in December's meeting if we need everybody's tablet or if he can just make the adjustments. But make sure that you have your information so that he can archive all the emails, the old ones, and set up the new stuff. So. And we got our dual monitors. I'm sorry, Abby.
I hear you.
That's it.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second.